Over the last 5 or 6 years, I worked at a large hedge fund in New York and I focused on the housing sector. And as part of my research, I found out that commission rates in New York are actually in line, if not higher than the national average, despite dramatically higher property prices. After doing a whole bunch of research and learning more about the system, I couldn't figure it out. There still was no justification and brokers were still making $50,000 to $60,000 per side per transaction. And I saw an opportunity to disrupt an industry that has operated in the same way for decades. So my friends and I started Yoreevo to bring the cost of brokerage services much more in line with the value that they provide. Yoreevo services are exactly the same as any other brokers. We're a New York State licensed broker. We're a member of the Real Estate Board in New York, which means your listing will get the same exact distribution as any other broker. After it's distributed on the Real Estate Board in New York listing service, we provide all the same services that you would expect from any other broker. We'll host open houses, we'll do a market valuation, we do promotional materials, we'll assist you with negotiation. Everything you expect from another broker, we do as well. Where we differ is on the cost. We view the 3% that typical sell-side brokers charge as egregious, and we charge 1%. So you are getting the same exact services for roughly 1/3 of the price. The reason Yoreevo is able to operate profitably at substantially lower commission rates is primarily because we're more efficient. If you look at the total Manhattan market, there are about 12,000 annual transactions and 30,000 agents. So with an agent on each side, that still means that the average agent is doing less than 1 transaction per year. With thousands of agents running around the city competing for your business and really no way to differentiate, the hardest part of their job is getting the listing. The easiest part is actually executing the listing. So with our differentiated commission structure and exactly the same service, we're able to generate more business and keep our agents busy and have them focus on the transactions instead of finding the transactions. The biggest problem with the New York City real estate market, simply put, is greed. Brokers continue to charge 2.5% to 3% per side per transaction, which means they're actually making 50% more dollars per transaction than they were 10 years ago. We introduced Yoreevo with its lower commission structures to bring those dollars per transaction down to much more realistic levels. So why should you pick Yoreevo? Simply put, it's exactly the same service for significantly lower commissions. If you're debating whether you should go with Yoreevo or another broker to list your apartment, and the other broker says that they're going to get you a higher price, well, first off, they better get you a higher price because they're charging 2% higher commissions. But when they say they can get the higher price, we simply ask these potential clients to inquire why. Don't let them tell you that they know the neighborhood well or they did a deal in the building a year ago. Ask them how doing that deal a year ago is going to get you a higher price on your unit today. When you get the answers to these questions, we think you're going to be very underwhelmed. They don't have access to any special tools, they don't do any special analyses, but they are charging 2% more. Again, exact same service for significantly lower commissions. We think choosing Yoreevo is a no-brainer.